One of the great things about saving into a 401k account is the simplicity of setting it up and delegating what portion of your paycheck you'd like to set aside each payday automatically. However, this is where most people stop. Sound familiar? But there are several steps you can take to ensure you're getting the most out of your 401k or similar accounts like a 403b. And today I'll cover 5 you can tackle right after watching this. After that, I'll end by covering 3 quick and useful tips that should help over time as well. Also, I'll share information about today's video sponsor, Personal Capital. It's my favorite place to track my investment performance all in one place, as well as track my net worth all for free. But more on Personal Capital in a bit. But first, who am I? My name is Frankie. I am not a certified financial planner, just a certified money nerd, blogger, and self-published author. I put out videos twice a week on all things financial independence, from mindset to passive income to the tactical, like today. Subscribe if you're into getting good with money with me, like if you learned something useful by the end, and let's dive in. Number 1 is to give yourself a 401k raise. This may shock you, but you should aim to max out your allowable contribution each year to your 401k. For 2021, that's $19,500. Why? Well, mainly for the tax benefits, but more on that in a moment. If you're nowhere near the max today, though, that's okay. But if your company offers any kind of 401k match, absolutely contribute at the very least up to that match, because that's free money you're leaving on the table if you don't. A 100% return on your investment. For today though, increase your contribution by 1 percentage point and do this each month. So if you currently contribute 5% of your income, adjust it to 6% next month and see if you notice the difference. You likely won't. If you earn a raise, that's another perfect time to give yourself a 401k 1% raise. Most plans start at 3% as sort of a default savings rate, but 3% is not enough. I suggest you find a way to get to 10% within the next year. That's $5,000 if you make $50,000. A key reason to give yourself a raise is that it lowers your taxable income. If you contribute that $5,000 of your $50,000 salary, you owe taxes that year as if you made $45,000. If you contribute $10,000, you're only taxed on $40,000 in this scenario. It's worth noting at age 50, your annual contribution limit dramatically rises as a way to help those behind in retirement savings catch up. This additional catch-up limit for savers over 50 is $6,500 as of 2021. So that means if you're over 50, you can contribute up to $26,000 towards your 401k. That's the $19,500 annual limit plus the $6,500 catch-up contribution. Did I say catch-up? Number 2 is to consider switching your contribution from a percentage amount to a dollar amount, or vice versa. So typically within your account, there are 2 options presented to you that help you determine how much money you're going to have withheld and invested. You can set aside a specific dollar amount from each paycheck, or you can have a percentage of each paycheck taken out. I recently went from percentage to fixed dollar amount because I find it's much easier to achieve a dollar amount invested annually as a goal by contributing consistently in dollars and not percentages. For example, I max out my 401k each year at $19,500. I get paid bi-weekly, so that's 26 paychecks. $19,500 divided by 26 is $750. So therefore I entered $750 as a dollar amount from each pay period at the beginning of the year. The benefit of switching from a dollar amount to a percentage of your paycheck withheld and invested is that it's simpler to give yourself that 401k raise. Some accounts can actually increase this contribution for you, I learned. Mine has a feature called Save Smart, but this will only work if you're signed up to contribute as a percentage. A word of caution is to read the language. Is it going to pull a dollar amount or percentage from each pay period or paycheck? If paycheck, keep in mind it'll likely still pull from any bonus checks you earn as well. Now that can be a good thing, of course, but that also may throw a wrench in your plans if you were expecting that full bonus amount. Number 3 is to track down and consolidate older 401ks. It's common for people to change jobs every 3 to 4 years. Unfortunately, far too many people cash out their 401ks facing stiff penalties and taxes, or they just leave them behind, possibly uninvested. When people say your portfolio should be diversified, they don't mean scattered across half a dozen brokerages. Instead, I highly recommend you roll 401ks from your previous jobs into your new work plan's retirement account. There's peace of mind and just much less stress having all your retirement funds in one place, and there's no fee or penalty for doing so. Yes, it can be tedious and not exciting. Yes, it requires some paperwork and possibly a phone call or email to follow through. But also, yes, it feels damn good or even great to have everything in one place. This was one of the first things I did when I started my year-long journey to change my financial life in 2018. And I was surprised to find somewhere around $15,000 to $20,000 in 3 different accounts. Seeing it all in one place weeks later was that boost of momentum I really needed to propel me to start the year. When I talk about today's video sponsor, Personal Capital, in a bit, I'll explain exactly how you can track across all your investment accounts in one convenient place, including personal IRAs. Number 4, consider the Roth 401k option if that's available to you. With a Roth 401k, you pay taxes on your earned income first, then you're investing with post-tax money. That way, when you withdraw the money from your 401k at age 59 and a half or later, you will not owe taxes on that money. So in the sense, you're earning tax-free growth because you've already paid taxes up front before your money was invested. With a traditional 401k, your money is getting invested for the long term without being taxed on it now. You get that tax break the year that your money goes in. However, when you take your money out at retirement, when you're eligible, you will owe taxes at that time, something that many people don't account for. So really, it's all a matter of when you want to pay your taxes, now or later. A Roth is now, traditional is later. There is no definite right answer because there are so many factors to consider. So for example, if you're young, it's likely you'll earn more money later in your career and thus owe more income tax later when you're in that higher tax bracket. So a Roth 401k is actually a great option in your younger years. Now, on the other hand though, in retirement years, your income's gonna be low. You'll be in a lower tax bracket, more than likely. So maybe defer paying taxes and go with that 401k, right? It might sound logical, but nobody knows what the tax laws are gonna be or how they might change between now and then. This decision could make your head spin, so definitely do your research, but don't overthink it. Some just split the difference and call it good. Invest now is important, tweak later if you'd like to. But my recommendation, if you're in your 20s, I like that Roth 401k or some combo of both, then definitely a combo in your 30s, at least that's what I do, but 401k all the way in your 40s and 50s. I'm generalizing, but that's my plan anyway. Tell me how wrong I am in the comments. But disclaimer again, I'm not a certified financial planner and I don't know your full financial picture. Number 5 is to recheck your plan annually and focus on keeping fees minimized, sort of 2 in 1 here. I absolutely recommend you check your plan today right after watching this with all of today's tips in mind. While you're checking and possibly making tweaks, you want to make sure that you're avoiding funds with high fees by looking to see if other funds offer better rates. High fees eat into your investment gains, meaning you may need to increase your contributions or delay retirement if you can't keep those fees down. Fees can put a pretty significant drag on your income earning potential from your investments. You should also check if new asset classes have been added, aka funds that you can invest in. My plan only offers around 25 to 30 options, so doing a little research once a year probably only takes you about 45 minutes or less. I found I could click on the funds and it takes me to a Morningstar dashboard to get all the details I need. Fees equals low, that's great. 0.015% is excellent. Definitely try to aim to be under, I would say at least 0.2%. If you wanna know what I'm doing, I'm currently 100% all in on a Fidelity 500 index fund. Years ago, I didn't know which to pick out of the 25, 30 options, so I put 3% of my total investment in each and every fund available. Please don't do that. It's really pointless, confusing, and probably unwise fee-wise. Plus, my monthly paperwork was insane. Keep it simple, smarty. So those are my 5 action items you can action on today to optimize your 401k portfolio. Be sure to drop me questions, but I'll end with 3 useful quick tips to consider to optimize even more. But first, a quick word about today's video sponsor, Personal Capital, a favorite tool of mine that I'd recommend to anybody. If you want a full picture of your financial health, I suggest you connect any and all accounts, including your 401k, to Personal Capital. If you have multiple retirement accounts beyond your 401k, such as a traditional and/or Roth IRA, Personal Capital is perfect for tracking performance across them all for free using what they call a U-index. I love it because it also provides an overview of all your investments in one dashboard to help you see at a high level your overall ratio of stocks and bonds, and if you might be too heavy in one sector like tech or healthcare, to nudge you to rebalance. It also helps you identify annual fees in a cinch, which is fantastic in your hunt to reduce those, which we just covered. It has a very handy fee analyzer that shows me I'm optimized well at just 0.02% annually against the benchmark of 0.5%. That drag on my earnings is just 1% over the next 20 years. I've been personally using and getting value out of Personal Capital for years as it's become my go-to for tracking my net worth. I'm celebrating a milestone of $150,000 as I film this, by the way. Crazy. And I find that it connects to all my accounts, including my savings account, credit cards, loans, my HSA, and more, seamlessly and updates fast. They also offer retirement tools, an excellent blog, and I could go on and on, you guys. Seriously, it's my favorite overall finance service because it has all the tools in one. I highly recommend you sign up and start getting value from it. Plus, it's totally free. It's the #1 thing you could do today to set yourself up for long-term success. If you do, using my link below costs you nothing, but it really does go a long way in supporting me and the channel. So enjoy Personal Capital and let them know I sent you by using that link. Back to the super quick final tips. #1, manage your investment risk. Here's why it's important. As many have learned in the past, a large drop in the market can dramatically impact your retirement savings and possibly delay retirement. An aggressive investment plan early in your career is great. However, as you enter the last third of your working career, you'll want to ensure your 401k investments are more diversified with more exposure to bonds. A simple target date fund should do the trick, since these become less risky and more bond heavy as you approach the intended retirement year. #2, take advantage of the Savers tax credit. Low-income workers who earn less than $32,500 for individuals, $48,750 for heads of household, and $65,000 for couples as of 2020 and save in a 401k plan can additionally claim the Savers tax credit, which is worth up to $1,000 for individuals and $2,000 for couples. A nice perk for low-income earners that save. I'll link to this one-sheeter of info below if you want to learn more. And finally, don't borrow against your 401k. It might be tempting to dip into that money to treat yourself to something, but it's not worth it. Let that money grow and compound. You'll thank yourself later. Now, the one exception might be for first-time home buyers, but do thorough research and tread cautiously. It can be a slippery slope going from, I'll just borrow 10K to, I might as well take 50K, or even, well, I need 20% down, so 100K should do it. You don't need 20% down. If you're able to leave this money untouched, do it. Let it grow, and again, compound. So that's it. Those are your 5 action items that you can action on today, plus 3 quick tips, plus a tool I highly recommend in Personal Capital. Thank you, Personal Capital, for sponsoring this video. I was super excited to partner up and share the value of their platform with my viewers today. I also recommend you reach out to your HR or the retirement fund company themselves to ask questions. There are no stupid questions. They've heard them all, trust me. If I can summarize this all in one probably long sentence, it's increase your contribution and aim for the max as a goal. Choose one fund from Fidelity, Schwab, or Vanguard to avoid high fees that tracks the entire market or S&P 500, and consider a combination of a traditional and Roth 401k if you have that option. A check-in once or twice a year for an hour or two is wise and probably all you actually need. Thank you for your time today. I hope I was able to help you out. If so, I really appreciate the feedback. Let me know what you learned, which of these tips was helpful, and what questions you still have. I do my best to answer all the questions. My name is Frankie. Like if you liked, it helps others discover this video that are looking for the same help. Subscribe if you want more from me. I put out videos twice a week to help people get resolved to get good with money in a positive, hopefully relaxing, environment. Find me on the Insta if you'd like, handle on screen, and I'll see you awesome people in a few days on the next one. Thanks.